Welcome back to Fit Survive channel. So I have the Platy Pocket Organizers from Maxpedition. So really cool pocket organizers. You can see they have two different sizes. This is their 5x7, and this is the 4x6. And so again, probably just depending on what maybe pocket you want to be using these in, either for a front pocket, the 4x6 would be great. Or if you want to organize like a side pocket in cargo pants, the 5x7 is also a good option. The layout is absolutely identical. So both these will be exactly the same. You can see I have these loaded with some EDC gear. So I'll be going through kind of showing you what I chose to put in this. Try to keep it still pretty slim. I didn't do so well keeping it slim, but anyways, I have a problem with usually overpacking my bags. Anyways, so these did come with like a 550 cord lanyard. It's a neck lanyard. It goes through these two holes like that. You can see it's adjusted with this little drawstring here. But anyways, I absolutely hate neck lanyards. And so as soon as I got these pouches, that was the first thing to go was the neck lanyard. But anyways, they are supposed to be there. So these are really cool. Like I said, identical setup here. It has the 500D nylon material. So it's nice and durable, water resistant, of course, not waterproof, just water resistant. It does have the YKK zippers. Really cool layout. Again, once I start taking the tools out, you'll see that a bit better for all the little pouches and slots and stuff like that. But anyways, really well thought out. And then for all the small stuff that doesn't fit into a pouch or a sleeve, you have this zippered compartment here in the middle, which I think is just absolutely brilliant. You have this nylon pull string right here. So when it's in your pocket, you can easily access it. And so both these sizes fit really well in the side pocket of cargo pants. No issue at all placing those in there, and of course also pulling them back out. Like I said, I did go a bit maybe overboard with some of these, maybe a bit too thick for a pocket organizer. But nonetheless, let me know your thoughts about those when we get towards the end of the video, what you think about what I put in here, if it's too much or not enough. So anyways, these also come in 4 colors. They have the black, they have the gray. They also have a green one, and then also a multicam. So basically you can, whatever colors you prefer, like if you already have a black packback or black gear, of course they have different options. That way you can match what you already have going. All right, so these are also, I would say, pretty decent prices. The 5x7 in black is $23, and the 4x6 in black is $22. And so both these are fairly inexpensive pocket organizers, especially coming from Maxpedition. The different colors do also affect the price, like by $1 or $2 more. But yeah, that's just something you can expect having the different colors. All right, so that is basically it for the pouches themselves. And I just want to show you basically how I set it up, and maybe some ideas how you could set up one if you were wanting to pick one up. So we'll start here with the 5x7 one. Like I said, this is great for your side pocket. And so I did use some larger gear. Started with the EDC. This is the Nightcore EDC 37. And if you've not seen their EDC series, it's a really cool flashlights, but they've been like long, like maybe this long. So really long flashlights, but really thin. And so I'm thrilled to see them actually sizing down their EDC basically version. So this is the EDC 37, and you see now that like it's more a medium size instead of being a large size. Fits great in like a pouch like this. And this comes with a whopping 8,000 lumens. All right, so it has a lockout right here. So the 8,000 lumens is what they're calling their lumen shield. And so of course outside right now you're not going to see a big difference. I'll be showing that here in a bit. But anyways, 8,000 lumens is absolutely insanely bright. You have all these LEDs there in the front, as you can see. And now it's not, the 8,000 lumens is not going to be your working like brightness. As you can see, when you pull this down, the LED display starts showing you the power remaining. Now it's not the battery life that is draining. What's actually happening is it's starting to overheat. All right, and then now it drops down to 1500. And so to keep it from basically damaging itself, because like if you touch this right here, that's pretty warm there right by the head. After that, just maybe like 15 seconds, 20 seconds of it having the max output. But anyways, it starts overheating, and so to protect itself, it drops down to 1500. And you'll see you got to wait until that basically fills back up before you can use it again. So that 8,000 lumens is not something you can just turn on and just keep using. It's more for what they're kind of pushing as like self-defense, where you pull this out and you just absolutely blind somebody with the 8,000 lumens. It also has 8,000 lumens in the strobe if you press it all the way down. That's a dedicated button right here. So that's for getting the lumen shield. And then your working button's the larger one. So you press it down, you have a max output of 1500 lumens. Cool thing is with the LED display, it's going to give you all your information, how long you can stay on that setting, what setting you're on. It shows you your battery in the top right corner. It's a really cool flashlight. Kind of funny, while I was testing this, I put it in some water, in some like running water, and it did get water under the screen. It's because it's an IP54 waterproof rating, not the typical like IP67 or IP68, right? So anyways, you don't want to put this under running water. I was able to just basically unscrew this, dry it up, and it still works fine, but it's not meant for that. And so it's basically because the LED display that it has an IP54 waterproof rating. Really cool flashlight. I like the size. Has 8,000 milliamp hour built-in battery, Type-C rechargeable. Basically everything you want to see in a flashlight. Here in the front, you have some really aggressive glass breakers. And so you basically grab that, smash glass. And it's really cool for having this like in a car kit or anything along those lines. All right, so really cool flashlight here. I like the smaller size on it. So this flashlight costs $140. So kind of on the more premium side, but again, I mean, definitely very impressive flashlight there. All right, so the next thing up, I put in some Knipex. So these are the 5-inch mini pliers wrench. And so cool thing about this is you can get a bunch of different sizes by pushing this button, and then you can still use them as pliers, but they basically work as a wrench. And so these have come in handy multiple times. And I think it's something great to add to like a pocket organizer. All right, then next up, something new. This is from Nextool. This is their E20. In fact, this is still on Kickstarter. And so they're just releasing this now. So this is a very slim, like a super slim multi-tool here. And so basically, it's got several things which you don't want this to be like your main driver. Like you see here, like the Phillips, for example. I mean, it's not going to be a super convenient thing to use, but again, in a pinch, having a super slim tool that can unscrew kind of a medium size Phillips screws and become in handy right there. Also, the small flathead, same thing, not going to be super convenient, but you could use it in a pinch. Of course, you have the bottle opener right here, kind of on both sides, even for that bottle opener. Definitely interesting. And on this side, you have like a pry bar. So you can pry at things. If you have like a large nail, you could also pull that nail out like that. Little space here for attaching a lanyard if you were interested. Now here's the cool thing. This right here, it looks like a gear shifter. You push this over to unlock and you slide it up and you get your utility blade right there. So the first setting, of course, you have just a small amount, maybe 10%, maybe 20%. You push it up higher and you get about 50% of the blade. And then to replace the blade, you push to the left and all the way up, and that just pulls right out like that. So super simple way to replace the blade and then put it back in. Same thing, you hold that down, you let it go, and it snaps into place. So whenever you let go of it, it does lock into place, which is also very important. And so really cool. And now to make it even better, on the back, you can carry your replacements. So you have space for 2 replacements right in there. So right there, you get the 2. So it's very convenient to be able to have the replacements inside of your tool like that. Of course, pocket clip here, a small ruler along the side. So it's a handy little multi-tool. Again, it's not a master of none. It's the like a kind of jack of all trade kind of thing where it's got several multi-tools or several tools packed into one. Not gonna be the most convenient, but still really cool nonetheless. So this, like I said, is on Kickstarter. It's about a $30 tool right now. If you buy it on Kickstarter, they're planning to ship it by September. So definitely interesting there coming from them. But in the back right here, of course, it just asks for a notepad. Now this is actually a Write in the Rain notepad. So this is the 3x4-inch notepad, of course, waterproof, all that stuff from Write in the Rain. And what you see here, this is basically a K-cover notebook koozie is what they're calling this. It's a cover to make your notepad more, I guess, personalized. And so really cool little setup here. This is actually, I'm supporting a small business. It's a 9-year-old seamstress. She makes things like this and other covers and like, I guess, like little purses and stuff like that. But anyways, really cool. I have a link down to her website if you'd like to help support her little business there as well. I think that's cool, being able to make your Write in the Rain notepad more personalized like that. So anyways, put this over here as well. All right, so that's everything here in the front. Now you can see more of the pockets and the sleeves. So you do have these elastic bands as well. So if you want, you could be able to take advantage of that. The large one here in the back. Two in the front, again, this is asking for either a slim flashlight and some ink pens, but I went with an ink pen. This right here is the Refine. If I remember correctly, it's the E1. So very nice ink pen from Refine. So it has a copper here on that bolt action. Nice ink pen. I've reviewed those several times. Notice how we've added just a Sharpie permanent marker. All right, so then the cool thing about this pouch is that you didn't have the space on the inside for anything small. And so whatever doesn't fit. So for example, I had no particular place to place this without it falling. And so all that kind of stuff fits really well onto the inside here. So I have just the lip balm, got some Band-Aids, and of course, just some medications there. Plenty of space here on the inside for whatever you want it to fit. Again, the main issue with a pocket organizer is not making it too fat. That's too easy to do, is to make it super fat, and then it's inconvenient to carry in your pocket. All right, so for this one, for the smaller one, I actually didn't do a very good job of keeping it slim. You can see it's kind of on the fat side here. I mean, but I guess maybe not too bad. So to start off with the flashlight, I went for the Woobin X4. Now, I have reviewed this recently, like in the past couple of months or so. So this also is still on Kickstarter. It has a max output of 1500 lumens. And so again, a pretty good brightness here on the flashlight. And then it also has some other features. You have the side light right here. Again, I've already done this on a different review. So if you'd like to see that, be sure to go back. It has some RGB colors here on the side light, the 100 lumen light there as well. It has a lockout, which is of course also really cool. Slide it all the way up, you get moonlight, and also it reveals the Type-C charging port. So this has a 3400 milliamp hour replaceable battery. Here in the back, you also have a tactical button, the little black thing right there. You push that, you get your instant max output. And then also you slide this forward to unlock your battery compartment, and that's where you get your replaceable battery. So really cool flashlight. They were $45. $45 on Kickstarter. Right now it's kind of the point in between Kickstarter and the actual release. And so I'm not sure exactly what the final price is going to be, but it was $45. But I'll include some links, so if you're interested in that, you can take a look at that as well. All right, then the next thing here, again, back to the Knipex, which I was corrected once for calling this Knipex. I was doing, I guess, the American pronunciation of KN together. So these are German-made pliers, and so it's Knipex. So don't confuse it. Anyway, so these are their Cobra. This, again, is their 5-inch version. These are so convenient. They have a nice big bite. They fit great into a kit like this. They do have a smaller version. I think it's like a 4-inch of both the wrench and these Cobra pliers here. And so both of those are really cool. They get a lot of use, both in the shop and in a kit. All right, then for the multi-tool on this knife, I went with the Byberry. And so this is also a really interesting little multi-tool. It has a really large set of shears here. These are super sharp. You can see it has one side that is intentionally left dull. And so it kind of reminds you almost like medical shears when you're trying not to cut somebody while you're, say, cutting off their like shirt sleeve or whatever else you need to be cutting off. So anyways, really interesting shears it has on here, really large, kind of spring loaded here. And then it has several tools on the several tools on the outside here. You have the small Phillips, it folds down. Then you have this tool, which I really like. It's kind of like a box cutter, a box opener. You got like this talon right there, super sharp, great for cutting into cardboard boxes. So you gotta be careful not to cut too deep. Like if you're cutting like a box open, going for the tape, this thing can get a bit carried away and cut really deep. It's really sharp. And then you also have a really nice nail file. I say really nice because a lot of times on like a Chinese-made multi-tool, the nail files are usually like nothing. They don't do anything. This is an actual nail file that will actually file your nails, right? All right, then it also comes with a small blade here. So kind of a Tanto shape on this blade. Comes decently sharp. I mean, not super sharp. All right, and then it also has, if you want to add a lanyard to it, you can do that right here. Of course, it has a small bottle opener and a flathead screwdriver as well. And then last but not least, it also has a pair of tweezers here. And so you can pull those out. Kind of reminds me of the Victorinox style tweezers, except for more like the Wenger head instead of the Victorinox head. And they'll just fit right there. And it's a really cool little multi-tool. Again, really inexpensive, and it gets you some great little functions with that multi-tool. All right, and then we once again added also another Right in the Rain. So this is the 3x4 inch Right in the Rain notepad. It just, I guess this little section right here just asks for a notepad. I mean, I wouldn't carry my cell phone in there. I'm not sure what else you would fit unless there's like several items. But anyways, the notepad fits in there really great. Notepad could fit inside as well if you wanted. All right, then for the ink pen on this kit, I use the Olight. This is the O-Pen Mini Tool, Mini 2, which is a really cool ink pen. if you pull this down, you have your ink pen, right? And if you push it up, you actually have a pencil. Instead of your typical glass breaker, you find like in a tactical like ink pen. So here you have a pencil if you wanted. So you can see there, pencil on the back. And so you can get replacements for that. Yeah, it's kind of like a mechanical pencil, but it's really thick. So really cool little ink pen, nice and fidgety with this bolt action right there. So definitely really cool. It's like $13, and so it's a fairly inexpensive little pin there. All right, then on the inside, I did add again some more Band-Aids. Never too many Band-Aids, right? And then lastly, I'll also put in a power bank, which is something I can see coming in handy again in a pocket organizer like this. The cool thing about it is it has the MagSafe charging, which means I can attach this to my phone without needing a cable. So this has a Type-C cable for both the input and the output. And so you could carry a small cable, but this is just much more convenient. Just slap it on the back of the phone and it charges it wirelessly like that. It has 15 watt, 20 watt charging, and so it does both iPhones and Android pretty good. It has 5,000 milliamp hours for the battery. And it's a really convenient little power bank here. It's like $70 for this Nightcore. It's the NW5000. It's really great. And again, it fits perfectly into this kit right here. And so I really like how that fit in there. But anyways, that is it for these two pocket organizers. I understand some of the stuff might be a bit excessive, like maybe like in the power bank, because when you get in your pocket, if you have too much and, you know, it's on the side of, like I say, in a cargo pant, you know, it's gonna be rubbing against your leg, you know, might become inconvenient over time. But nonetheless, I maybe have overfilled it, but that's just some of the things that I thought fit great and looked good in a kit. Let me know your thoughts about that. Maybe which one you like better, the 4x6 or the 5x7. Let me know if you use a pocket organizer already, which one you use, what you carry. I'm curious to hear your thoughts about that. But I'll have links to all of this down in the description of the video. So if you would like to pick up something, going down there, you'll be able to find all those links. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.